Hello, good evening and welcome to Medic's Desk. We'll discuss today about differentiation syndrome. Before that, we'll know that APML, one of the best prognosis, a cancer with one of the best prognosis on treatment, but it has got certain complications. That is, one of the complications we'll study today is differentiation syndrome. So what exactly is differentiation syndrome? Promyelocyte, when treated, they will go maturation. They will undergo maturation and release certain factors leading to differentiation syndrome. Before studying differentiation syndrome, we'll go to see what exactly promyelocyte is. The promyelocyte is a premature cell into the myeloid series. It's a very big cell which has got a big nucleus, some azure rods and azurophilic granules. It also has got a prominent nuclei. They are generally in a state of arrest in API. When we treat them with ANTRA, that is all trans retinoic acid and arsenic trioxide, the cells undergo maturation. So they will release certain factors, that is interleukin 1, interleukin 6, interleukin 8 and TNF alpha. They will also release cathepsin G, and there will be also increased adhesion of the blast cells. So all these interleukins and TNF alpha, they will cause systemic inflammatory response syndrome, which will cause fever, tachycardia and increased vascular permeability. Release of cathepsin G will also cause increased vascular permeability and endothelial damage. Increased adhesion of the blast, they will cause leukostasis and endothelial damage, also organ infiltration. So the vascular permeability that has increased will ultimately lead to increase in weight, effusion, that is pleural and pericardial, pulmonary edema and distributed shock. We see endothelial damage here. It can lead to organ hypoperfusion, ischemia and ultimately leading to multi-organ dysfunction syndrome. So coming to the features of differentiation syndrome. These are 7 features which should be remembered. One is fever, which is more than 38 degrees centigrade, weight gain of more than 5 kgs, hypotension, dyspnea, radiographic opacities, pleural and pericardial effusions, acute renal failure. So how do we grade differentiation syndrome? Based on how many features are present, we will grade them. So more than 4 features are present, more than or equal to 4 features, we grade them as severe differentiation syndrome. 3 features if they are present, we grade them as moderate differentiation syndrome, and 1 to 2 features if they are present, we grade them as intermediate differentiation syndrome. If any of one of the features that is present, what we will do is we'll start an empirical treatment of dexamethasone, that is 10 mg IV every 12th hourly, and based on the features like how response we get, we will stop and taper them accordingly. We'll also discontinue arsenic trioxide and ATRA in severe differentiation syndrome, and once the symptoms will improve, we'll restart them at a 50% dose. Then we'll also require some aggressive support like oxygenation. Sometimes we need mechanical ventilation. There will also be need of fluid maintenance and renal replacement therapy. Coagulopathy needs to be managed. Coming to all these features, we need to first rule out any mimickers of the differentiation syndrome. Basically, infection, any pulmonary embolus, diffuse alveolar hemorrhage, congestive heart failure, anaphylactic reaction to any drugs, and any other causes of renal failure. So what do? We, along with the steroids, we'll also give them some cytoreduction. According to CMC-Velo protocol, we'll give cytoreduction in the form of hydroxyurea. So whenever WBC counts will be 5 to 10,000, we'll give hydroxyurea 500 mg OD. If WBC count is 10 to 15,000, we give 500 mg PED. If 15 to 20,000, we give 500 mg PID. If 20 to 50,000, we give 500 mg QID. Suppose that TLC counts on treatment, it crosses 50,000, we'll give hydroxyurea 1 gram QID, also a trial of 8 mg. Thank you.